Once again, Christian greetings to all our valued listeners and viewers throughout the whole world, even more particularly to all Shepherd's Rod believers, and most especially to our beloved brothers and sisters in the United States of America. Special greetings to our brethren in Colorado, our brethren in Kansas, in Georgia, in Missouri, in Texas, Chicago, Illinois, in Arkansas, in California, in New York, and Fiji Island, and Mexico, Spain, Africa, Kenya, Zambia, Pakistan, to the United Kingdom, and also to our brethren in Australia, and also our brethren in Malaysia. And to the rest of the 144,000 living saints scattered abroad, greetings. May the good Lord bless you, my dear brothers and sisters. This is our day number 5, part 1, as a special message prior to the Day of Atonement, the great and final Day of Atonement. Now, I would like to try to summarize the proceedings in the heavenly sanctuary, but just focusing on general term. Now, I would like to begin early writings, page 42. It says, "This door was not open until the mediation of Jesus was finished in the holy place of the sanctuary in 1844. Then Jesus rose up and shut the door of the holy place and opened the door into the most holy and passed within the second veil, where he now stands by the ark, and where the faith of Israel now reaches." Early writings on page 42. So, the voice of inspiration made it so plain. The veil, the entrance to the most holy place, was not open until the mediation of Jesus was finished in the holy place. Therefore, there was a mediation of Jesus Christ that was finished in the holy place in October 22, 1844. Now, I would like to read the great controversy here in the great controversy. It says in page 421, for 18 centuries, this work of ministration continued in the first apartment of the sanctuary. So, the voice of inspiration is very plain that Christ's work in the holy place, the first apartment of the sanctuary, took place 18 centuries, meaning 1,800 years. Therefore, it's easy to understand when was Christ's mediatorial work in the holy place begun. Just by subtracting 1844 minus 1,800, then it will fall in 44 AD. So, that diagram, beginning in 44 AD. So, from 44 AD, I would like to make a illustration before we consider the diagram. 44 AD, October 10, 44 AD, dealing Bible calendar. Then October 10, 1843, this October 10, 1843, in Gregorian calendar, it is October 21, 1844. So, October 10, you can copy this one so that after copying, project. So, October 10, 44 AD, try to look at October 10, 44 AD in Julian calendar. This is Bible calendar. This one is Bible calendar. Also this one is Bible calendar. So let us locate the equivalent of October 10, 44 AD in Julian calendar. This one is Gregorian calendar. So we have Gregorian and Julian calendar. Because the Julian calendar began in 1582 AD. But prior from 1582 backward, the calendar is, the Roman calendar is Julian calendar. So, from October 10, 44 AD to October 10, 1843, that is the entire ministration of Jesus Christ in the holy place, 1,800 years, according to the great controversy, 421. Have you finished copying? Um, so, October 10, 44 AD, because I'm trying to summarize Christ's mediatorial work in the heavenly sanctuary from 44 AD up to 2024. So from 44 AD up to the year 2024. I would like to repeat again, brothers and sisters. According to early writings, where's the equivalent in Julian? October 10, 44 AD. So that is August 19, 71 AD. So, place the equivalent to Julian calendar. Now, I will try my best to explain this subject in a more detailed manner. So, to repeat again, according to early writings on page 42, that in October 22, 1844, there was Christ's mediation in the holy place that was finished. And then we read in the Great Controversy 421 saying that the work of Christ in the holy place continued for 1,800 years or 18 centuries. We know that century consists of 100 years. Put August 19 on the upper part so that it will not be confusing. So 18 centuries. So 18 times 100, that would be 1,800 years. So the voice of inspiration is very specific that Christ's work in the holy place continued for 1,800 years. So, to find out the commencement of that work, we just subtract 1844 minus 1,800. It is 44 AD. So, let's look at again the diagram. So, in diagram, in October 10, 44 AD, that is the time by which Christ's work in the holy place begins. And in Julian calendar, that was August 19, 71 AD. So if you could see that a simple illustration, you see the word BC? No, that is Julian, letter J, Julian calendar. So, to repeat again, brothers and sisters, we know that um, inspiration is accurate. I would like to read again that statement on track number 15 on page 78, saying, from the aforementioned examples, we already see that the time has come for all faithful Bible students after saving truth, to realize that inspiration never does anything vain or careless. Its work is ever accurately constructed, always dependable at face value, and explicit beyond improvement. So that is the work of inspiration, accurately constructed and always dependable at face value and explicit beyond improvement. Therefore, when inspiration says 18 centuries, that is exact 1,800 years. So Christ's work began in October 10, 44 AD in the holy place and continued for 1,800 years. And in October 21, 1844, Gregorian calendar, but in Bible calendar, that was October 10, 1843. So the work of Christ in the holy place at that time was finished. So we need to know what is the work of Christ at that time. What is His work? The same with the statement in early writings, 251, it says, Jesus told the angels that all who found Him would understand the work which He was to perform. Early writings, page 251. Jesus told the angels that all who found Him would understand the work which He was to perform. So, that is the work of Christ in the heavenly sanctuary. So, we need to understand the work of Christ. The same with the statement on the great controversy on page 488, saying, the subject of the sanctuary and the investigative judgment should be clearly understood by the people of God. All need a knowledge for themselves of the position and work of their great high priest. Otherwise, it would be impossible for them to exercise the faith which is essential at this time, or to occupy the position which God designs them to fill. So, to repeat again, the work of Christ in the heavenly sanctuary began first in the holy place. The same with the statement in track number 3 on page 18. It says, hence, His mediatorial work began first in the holy, then in the most holy. Track number 3, page 18. So, the work of Christ began first in the holy, then in the most holy. And the shepherd's rod plainly told us here on one symbolic code, number 16, pages 2 and page 3, it says, one symbolic code, number 16, page 2 and 3, Jude 14 and 15 are explained in the Shepherd's Rod, volume 2, page 162 to 141. However, we may add the perfect fulfillment of this scripture embraces a period of time in which 3 judicial events are to expire. So concerning Jude, verse 14, as well as verse 15, the focal point is not the commencement, but rather the expiration, or in other terms, the time when it is finished. So it says that the application of Jude, I would like to focus first to Jude verse 14, because verse 15 is more on executive judgment, but verse 14 is pointing to investigative judgment. So according to that reading, it says, Jude 14, such scripture embraces 3 judicial events that are to expire. And the very first event that expired, that was in October 21, 1844. Remember, 3 judicial events that are to expire. So the first expiration of such judicial events is in October 21, 1844, by which that work of Christ in the holy place, it took 18 centuries, 1,800 years, from October 10, let us project again, October 10, 44 AD, that is Bible calendar, up to October 10, 1843, October 10, why is it October 10 AD? October 10, 1843 AD. It was October 10, 1843 AD. Bible calendar. Within 1,800 years, Christ's work in the holy place took place. So, that is the first fulfillment of Jude 14. The first expiration of the work of Christ in the holy place. And it was ended in October 22, 1844. But we need to find out the commencement of the judgment that took place in the holy place. I would like to read first 2SR on page 196. It says, 2SR 196, they are to point out the seal under which the judgment began. The sixth seal, therefore, 6 wings. So it says that, why is it that the 4 beasts, there are 6 wings? To indicate that the judgment began during the period of the 6th seal. 2SR page 196. So, let us distinctly separate the judgment in the holy place and the judgment in the most holy place. And since the Spur prophecy says in 40 early writings 42 that there was work of Christ in the holy place that was finished in October 22, 1844. When does the judgment in the holy place begun? Now, let us read track number 3 on page 16 and page 17. Both John's and Daniel's vision revealed that the throne in the sanctuary was not there from the beginning of the creation of God, or from the days of Moses, or yet from the hour that Christ ascended on high, or even from the days of pagan Rome. That indeed it was not set up until after the fall of pagan Rome, when the little horn of the nondescript beast came up, in the days of ecclesiastical Rome. Daniel 7, verse 7 to 12, and verse 21 and 22. Track number 3, page 16 and 17. So, the shepherd's rod is very plain, brothers and sisters, that the judgment in the heavenly sanctuary, it was not begun in the creation of God, neither from the days of Moses, neither from the hour when Christ ascended on high, or even from the days of pagan Rome. And it says that indeed it was not set up until after the fall of pagan Rome, when the little horn of the nondescript beast came up in the days of ecclesiastical Rome. And of course, 1844 is no longer the days of ecclesiastical Rome, but that was already called the Protestant period, because the days of ecclesiastical Rome ended in 1798. That is from 538 AD to 1798 AD. Now, I would like to read track number 5. Here in track number 5, it says, page 34, in the main, however, the trumpets and the seals portray an event which is future from John's time and which takes place in heaven. Although they also portray kindred events. Of these related events, some are contributory and some are consequent to the main prophetic event. The former naturally precedes and the latter naturally follow it historically. So in this reading, the main prophetic event concerning the subject 7 seals as well as 7 trumpets takes place in heaven. So the thing that takes place on earth, it is called kindred events, related events, contributory events, and consequent to the main prophetic event. So there are 4 events: kindred events, related events, contributory events, and consequent to the main prophetic event. 4 events. So, let us go back to the statement into SR 196. Why is it that the 4 beasts, there are 6 wings? To indicate that the judgment began in the period of the 6th seal. That is the statement, right? Now let us read first. When does the period of the 6th seal began? 2SR page 221. It says, summary of commencement and termination of seals. So that is very plain. Summary of commencement and termination of seals. It says, the first seal covers from the entire period from Adam to the flood. The second from the flood to Abraham. The third from Abraham to Christ. The fourth from Christ to 1500 AD. The fifth from 1500 AD to 1755. The sixth seal from 1755 AD to the fulfillment of Ezekiel 9. So, since the judicial proceedings in the heavenly sanctuary, brothers and sisters, the reason why God placed 6 wings, the 4 beasts, to indicate that the judgment began in the period of the 6th seal, according to the Shepherd's Rod to SR 196. Now, the 6th seal began on 1755. Let us read. 2SR page 200. Let's read the statement. Here in 2SR on page 213, the 6th seal opens with the Lisbon earthquake of November 1, 1755. So when does the 6th seal opens? With the Lisbon earthquake of November 1, 1755. And since the occurrence is on earth, it is not the main prophetic event. Where is the main prophetic event? The judicial proceedings in the heavenly sanctuary. When does the judgment had been set up in the holy place? The answer is found in tract number 3, page 18. In the days of ecclesiastical Rome. In the days of ecclesiastical Rome. Brothers and sisters, that is the statement on tract number 3, page 18. We know that that statement Where is the statement? Tract number 3, page 18. In the days of ecclesiastical Rome. And that statement, 17? Is it 17? Or tract number 3. I would like to read again. Page 17. It says, in the days of ecclesiastical Rome. So when does the judgment throne had been set up in the sanctuary? In the days of ecclesiastical Rome. Tract number 3, page 17. So that throne that had been set up cannot be the throne in the most holy place. Because the throne in the most holy place, it was set up after the days of ecclesiastical Rome. And we know that that was in October 22, 1844. So, therefore, that statement in tract number 3, page 17 must be pointing to the judgment throne in the holy place, by which Apostle Paul declared in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, it says, that is the judgment seat of Jesus Christ. It says, for we must all appear, 2 Corinthians 5 verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. So, that judgment seat of Jesus Christ is in the holy place. Because there is no other judgment throne except in the sanctuary. And the sanctuary is divided only into 2 apartments. Holy place and most holy place. So the judgment seat of Jesus Christ must be in the holy place. For the judgment throne in the most holy place, that is the judgment throne of God the Father. So, the statement in tract number 5, page 34, we can easily understand, hope that we have that diagram, that these 4 events can read, related, contributory, and consequent to the main prophetic event. So, the kindred event, that is the Lisbon earthquake. The related event, that is the darkening of the sun. And the contributory event, that is the moon become blood. And the consequent to the main prophetic event is the falling of the stars. And let us enumerate one by one. Kindred event, Lisbon earthquake, November 1, 1755. Then we have related event, the sun was darkened, May 19, 1780. And then, the moon appeared as blood the following night, reading to SR 213. That is May 20, 1780. And then, November 13, 1833, that is the consequent to the main prophetic event, the falling of the stars. So, let us look at now October 10, 1833, Bible calendar. I think in Gregorian that is. So, the judgment or the judicial proceedings in the holy place began in October 10, let's read, October 10, 18, try to look at. I think October 10, is it 1832? October 10, 1833 in Gregorian, that is December. Look at December 13. That is October 10, 1832. Look at October 10, 1832. 1832. Replace 1832. So in Gregorian, that would be December 18, 1833. So, immediately after the consequent to the main prophetic event, November 13, 1833, then the judicial proceeding in the holy place began. December 19, is it December 19, 1833, by which in Bible calendar, that is October 10, 1832. So, that is very plain, brothers and sisters. Now, I would like to read White House Recruiter. White House Recruiter on page, let's read, page 19. The only revelation of new prophetic truth subsequent to the Reformation is the announcement of the year in which was to begin the work of cleansing the sanctuary, primarily in behalf of the dead based on Daniel 8:14, but not then fully understood. As its announcement was made by the First-day Adventists, it necessarily follows that they were the third group of servants with a new and distinctive message, and as is well known, they started proclaiming it in the year 1833, announcing that the cleansing of the sanctuary was to commence in the year 1844. Thus, in 1833, the clock of parabolic time struck the hour of 6. So, why is it that God raised up William Miller to proclaim the message in 1833? Because that is also the very year by which the judicial proceeding in the holy place began. From December 19, 1833, but in Bible calendar, that is October 10. October 10, 1832. So, no, I think, no longer use that. You need to make a diagram. October 10, 1832, and that is December 19, 1833, up to October 10, 1843, or in Gregorian calendar, it is October 21, 1844. So, for 10 years, so within 10 years, the judgment, the judicial proceedings in the holy place took place. So, 1833 backward from 44 AD, there was no yet judgment, no judicial proceedings. although we will discuss that later. But we focus our attention to the judicial proceedings. So I would like to repeat again. Been able to copy? Now, I would like to repeat again. According to the Shepherd's Rod, in track number 3, pages 17 and 18, there was no judgment that took place in the heavenly sanctuary from creation, from the days of Moses, from the time Jesus Christ ascended to heaven, neither in the days of pagan Rome, but the judgment throne was set up in the days of ecclesiastical Rome. And every Davidian is familiar that the days of ecclesiastical Rome is the 1,260 years papal supremacy, 538 AD to 1798. And the term in the days of the ecclesiastical Rome, meaning during the time when the papacy was still reigning. And it is perfectly corroborating to the statement in 2SR 196, saying that the reason why God places 6 wings to the 4 beasts to signify that the judgment in first in the holy place, we already read that in track number 3, page 18, began in the period of the 6th seal. But the 6th seal, of course, before the main prophetic event, where is the main prophetic event? According to track 5, page 34, the occurrence in the heavenly sanctuary. But before the main prophetic event, there are 4 events that took place on the earth. And that is the kindred events, related, contributory, and consequent. And we enumerate one by one the kindred event, that is Lisbon earthquake, took place in November 1, 1755. So the statement in track number 3, page 17, in the days of ecclesiastical Rome, because 1755 is still within the period of ecclesiastical Rome. So in November 1, 1755, that is the commencement of sitting the throne in the holy place. And then we have the related event, which is the darkening of the sun, May 19, 1780. And then we have the contributory. Remember the state in track number 5, page 34. It is in plural form. But the occurrence is singular. Why? Because it has a double fulfillment. I will read to you. It has a double fulfillment. So, the kindred event is earthquake, November 1, 1755. The related event, that is the darkening of the sun, May 19, 1780. The contributory event, moon become blood, May 20, 1780. Then, consequent to the main prophetic event, falling of the stars, November 13, 1833. Then the main prophetic event, commencement of the judgment in the holy place. That is November 19, 1833. Commencement of the proceeding in the holy place. So that is the first main prophetic event. That is December 19, 1833. So, why is it that from 1833 to 1844, in reality, that is exactly 10 years. For example, let us go to timeanddeath.com. Remember, if we'll be studying, brethren, if we'll be studying Bible prophecies, it must be reckoned by Bible calendar. That should be the divine principle. So, Bible prophecy must be reckoned with the Bible calendar, or it is called Bible reckoning. For example, here in track number 6, page 20 and 21. These olive trees are called witnesses, anointed ones, prophets. They were to prophesy in sackcloth for the space of 42 months. This is a period equivalent to that in Daniel 7:25 and Revelation 12:14, that is to a time and times and dividing of time, a time 1 year, time times 2 years, half a time, half a year, 42 months in total. Equivalent also to that in Revelation 13 verse 5, 40 and 2 months. And to that in Revelation 12:6, 1,203 score days. In each instance, the time reckoning by the biblical rule of 30 days to a month amounts to 1,260 days. So biblical rule. So the biblical rule, there must be only 30 days every month. And there are 12 months in a year, therefore 360 days. The Gregorian calendar, 365. And they have also leap year, 366. But the Bible prophecy must be reckoned with the Bible calendar. Only 360 days every year. Now try to look at timeanddeath.com. October 10, 1832. October 10, 1832. Then we will convert 10 years to days. 10 times 360. 3,600 days. So let us plus 3,600 days. Add 3,600 days. 3,600 days. What's that? Fall on. I think we have. Let us go to October 21. Reverse. October 21, 1843. 1843. And then subtract 3,600 days. 3,600 days. So, I'm sorry, October 10, not 21. October 10, 1843. Okay, so that, so it must be December 13, 1834, not 1833. So the commencement of the proceedings in the holy place, it must be October 10, 1833, and in Gregorian, that is December 13, 1834. Because the word of inspiration is accurate. Now, since it is special request of our sister, our beloved sister, Sister Judy, so I would like to explain it step by step. After explaining the portion from 44 AD to 1844, Then we will have a break. And then the next must be from 1844 to 2011. Because that is her request to have a short study. Now, I would like to recap. According to the Great Controversy 421, the work of Jesus Christ in the holy place took exactly 1,800 years. So I think, Stermine, let us go to October 10, 1843. So we need to subtract from October 10, 1843. We need to subtract 1,800 years. 1,800 years. So let us see. October 10, 1843, then 1,800 years, then you will fall on, so that is the exact, October 10, 43, October 10, 43 AD, in Bible calendar. And where is Gregorian? Julian. August 24, 70 AD. So, this is the exact 1,800 years. From October 10, 43 AD, you will count 1,800 years. It was finished in October 10, 1843, by which in Gregorian it is October 21, 1844. But the judgment in the holy place began on October 10, 1833, Bible calendar, and Gregorian, this is December 13. What's that? December 13, 1834. Is it December 13, 1834? So, 10 years. So, why 10 years? So, I would like to explain first before we will proceed to another from 1844 to 2011. Why 10 years? Because these 10 years is the sounding of the sixth trumpet. Sounding of the sixth trumpet on its primary phase. So I would like to read first track number 5. Let us read the statement. Here in track number 5, page 31, it says, the altars being in the holy apartment of the sanctuary, at the sounding of the sixth trumpet, proves that the trumpet sounded before the most holy apartment was open for use. For it had been in use, the voice would necessarily have come from therein, where the throne is. Hence, the sounding of this trumpet had to take place before the door of the most holy was open and the throne occupied. But the specific year of the sounding of the sixth trumpet on its primary phase is in 1833. October 10, 1833. by which in Gregorian, that is already December 10, 1834. Why 10 years? Because the work of Christ in the heavenly sanctuary was illustrated in the Levitical priesthood. In Leviticus 23, we know that before the Day of Atonement, when the high priest will enter to the most holy place, there are 10 days sounding of the trumpet. And in the prophecy, since it is symbolical prophecy, the trumpet study, according to track number 5, page 26, that is a symbolical prophecy. Therefore, 10 days equivalent to 10 years. And that is also illustrated by the message of the midnight cry. The primary application of the midnight cry from 1833 to 1843. What is the work of Christ that commenced in October 10, 1833? Blotting, not blotting out, blotting the names of the wicked. Blotting the names of the wicked. But who are they, the wicked? Under the temple. The first inanimate object in Revelation 11, verse 1. Because according to track number 5109, there are 3 classes to be judged in the holy place. Temple, altar, and worshippers. So the first one to be judged is the temple. But in the proceedings in the heavenly sanctuary, it is Jesus Christ who will blot the names, but it is the angels that will blot out. So that is how the proceedings in the heavenly sanctuary had been carried out. So from 1833, since there are 10 days, there are 10 Day of Atonement from, I would like to enumerate. So since there are only 5 seals, therefore, every seal, there are 2 Day of Atonement. I would like to put it on Bible calendar. So October 10, 1833 to October 10, 1834. So this is the blotting of the names of the wicked under the first seal. Then October 10, 1835 to October 10, 1836. This is the blotting of the names of the wicked under the second seal. Then October 10, 1837 to October 10, 1838. This is the blotting of the names of the wicked under the third seal. Then October 10, 1839 to October. This is Bible calendar, and hoping that you could put it also the equivalent in October 1840. This is the blotting of names of the wicked under the fourth seal. Then October 10, 1841 and October 10, 1842. This is the blotting of names under the fifth seal. So October, so from October 10, 1842 to October 10, that 1 year, October 10, 1842 to October 10, 1843, the last year of Christ's work in the holy place, blotting out all the names, both righteous and wicked, in the book represented by the net. So, the net must be empty according to the shepherd's rod. So, this book must be empty because in 1844, the names to be inscribed in the net are the names of the constituent of the altar. So, in October 10, 1843, Bible calendar, which is in Gregorian, that is October 21, 1844, the work of Christ in the holy place was finished. And then began his work in the most holy place in October 22, 1844. So, that is our first exposition concerning the work of Christ from 44 AD up to October 22, 1844. And then, our part 2 must be from October 22, 1844 up to May 19, 2011. So, thank you very much, and we will continue the subject after just a short break.